So we're flipping the script here with some more of a positive Vancouver Canucks video. The last one was all doom and gloom because Brock Boeser, the longest-serving tenured Vancouver Canuck player, is probably going to play his last game today. And we'll see whether or not Boeser will move on to bigger and better things with a different NHL team for next season and beyond. We will be happy for him when he does sign with whichever team he's going to sign with. It's just for now, this is the time to grieve. Literally, the last game of his Canucks career, man. If Brock just ends up re-signing after all of this, then I will give you all the permission to go out there and talk about me as an emotional fool for falling for the Brock Boeser story in the way that I have. But this video is not about Brock. That was the last video on this channel. Let's talk about some of the more locked in and locked on Vancouver Canucks related stories, starting out with Quinn Hughes. This post was made by the Vancouver Canucks Twitter account earlier during the game against San Jose. The smile says it all. Tonight, Captain Quinn Hughes has tied Alexander Edler for the most points by a D-man in Canucks history. Now, I did see a lot of people going out there and talking about the record. I didn't, because he doesn't have it yet. He tied Alex Edler. He needs one more point to overtake Alex Edler. I was like, okay, we could talk about the record when he breaks it, because he has a very legitimate chance of doing that soon. Anyways, Quinn Hughes ended up tying the record with Edler for most points by a D-man in Canucks history. A lot of folks were asking during the game against San Jose, like, hey, if Quinn Hughes broke the record, if he got 2 points against San Jose instead of 1, if he was able to get that record, and Nikita Tolopilo had the record for his first NHL win, I did see some people asking, oh, what would they do with the puck? Quinn's got to get the puck because he has the Canucks defenseman scoring record. Tolopilo's got to get the puck because he got the first win. And the easy answer to that is they would have split the puck down the middle. Some folks on the radio were saying, oh, there's been examples of that happening before, but nobody could really pin it down, so I will. Remember back in 2019, when Jack Hughes, playing for the US NTDP, set the record for the most points in the NTDP ever? Well, the record-setting assist that Jack Hughes had was on a goal scored by Cole Caulfield, which happened to get the all-time goal record in NTDP history too. So, back in 2019, these two guys literally split the puck, as Hughes and Caulfield set new NTDP records on the same goal. Now, the funny part is, when I was listening to that conversation on the radio after the San Jose game, I was kind of screaming in my car. I was like, no, it was Jack Hughes and Cole Caulfield. It's Jack Hughes and Cole Caulfield. They split the puck down the middle in the NTDP. But I didn't really see anybody else talking about that. So I don't know, maybe it's just my memory, because that was the first thing that I thought of. People are asking, oh, he split the puck down the middle. Does that ever happen before? Yes, it has. Most recently with the NTDP in 2019. So 6 years ago, Jack Hughes, Cole Caulfield. Anyways, we don't have to worry about that because Quinn did not end up breaking the record in the same game in which Tolopilo had his first NHL victory. However, Quinn Hughes does have a chance to overtake that record today as the Canucks play off against what I think we're going to say is a Jack Eichel-less Vegas Golden Knights team. So, yeah, Eichel, you know, he carried me in my fantasy league, multiple of my teams this year. How many teams do I have Eichel on? 5 of my 8 fantasy teams this year, and the guy hasn't played a game in the past, week. So, yeah, I'm great. Sitting here, fine, hopefully trying to win my matchups, but my opponents have Nathan MacKinnon, so it's okay. They missed out on games from him, too. Anyways, with Jack Eichel out, there is an opportunity for Vancouver to be able to do some damage, and if Brock Boeser ends up getting, a hat trick or something, that will ultimately be the best way to send him off from Vancouver with style. I said earlier in today's show I'm not going to be able to watch most of the opening parts of this game because I am going to an important meeting in town, so that's going to be over at about 8:30, maybe 9-ish, so I'll probably be able to get back home to finish the Vancouver Canucks and Vegas game, but probably not going to be able to watch much of it beforehand. However, we do have some other positive notes from the Vancouver Canucks, like this. take a look at this. Who would have expected Filip Chytil to practice in a full contact blue jersey today? Tocchet said that Filip Chytil is very upbeat. He also said that Chytil had a virus, which made the initial concussion symptoms seem worse than they really were. The virus is now gone, and Chytil thinks he has avoided the worst case with this concussion. So a few days ago, Chytil practiced in a red non-contact jersey, and a lot of us Canucks fans were saying, oh, that's crazy. Filip Chytil's actually moving out there? Hey, that's great. We don't really know if we can project him to being an NHL player in the next year, but still, him getting his feet under him and moving and practicing is great. Now, today, it's like he's actually getting a full contact jersey and he's able to participate in all the normal things. And to hear now from Rick Tocchet that Filip Chytil might actually be a lot better than we thought he would be, firstly, it's a big sigh of relief because this team is going to need him next season as a play-driving force down the middle. But secondly, it's also really good news for Chytil, the human being himself. We've all been talking about concussions and how he's been having so many of them and how he could be potentially at the end of his NHL career if he gets any more significant concussion damage. But it doesn't seem like this has been significant from the way Tocchet is talking about it now. Filip Chytil also had a virus. He was sick. He was going through something which made the concussion symptoms seem worse than they really were. So now, he's practicing. He's probably not going to play today, most likely not, but we gotta wait till next season to see what Filip Chytil is up to and how he's going to be able to play in a Canucks jersey. However, this isn't the only piece of Canucks-related news that we have. Let's talk about the future. Let's talk about the draft. Because this was posted by Vancouver Canucks News Summaries. They posted about the draft odds depending on the Utah-St. Louis game yesterday. The Canucks last night were overwhelmingly likely to have the 14th or 15th overall pick in the 2025 draft. It all depended on what happened in Utah's game against St. Louis. If Utah loses in regulation, they're locked in at 14th overall, and the Canucks would get 15th. Well, guess what? Utah ended up crapping the bed against the St. Louis Blues. Big shout out over to Zach Bolduc for getting all the points that he did. 6-1 victory for the St. Louis team. And as a result, Vancouver is now locked into the 15th overall pick, with a 0.5% chance of moving up to 5th overall. Now you might be asking, what's that 5% chance? 0.5% chance, excuse me. 5th overall, what is that about? Well, every team that is not in the playoffs does have a chance to win a lottery in the draft lottery. However, you're only allowed to move up a max of 10 spots. No more 15th overall to 1st overall shenanigans like we had seen in the Nolan Patrick and other draft years of that nature. So for Vancouver, they do have a chance to win the lottery, but the highest they could go up to is 5th overall, and 15th overall, it's not really the best spot anyway. I mean, really, it does seem more likely that the Canucks would trade this pick away than use it, right? Is anybody going to disagree with that notion? This Vancouver Canucks team has made it so clear that they're trying to win now. Play now, win now, know your limit, play within it, and the Vancouver Canucks may be leveraging that specific piece of draft capital to get another player to help them down the middle or something like that. Who knows? But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about these actually positive Vancouver Canucks pieces of news. Quinn Hughes, potentially able to break Alex Edler's defenseman point record in Vancouver Canucks history today. Filip Chytil, he's practicing, and he's doing it in a full contact jersey. Not to mention, you have the draft pick over here, Vancouver getting locked into the 15th overall spot. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What does this mean? How do you respond to it? I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.